Plexus Virtual Summit is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. The Plexus Virtual Summit, independent Plexus ambassadors, and Plexus Worldwide do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease, and do not and take no responsibility for personal actions. I think I've read this too many times today. Personal actions taken after the summit. Always consult with your doctor before beginning any diet or exercise program. Most participants in this summit are not medical personnel, and those who are do not know your medical history, so please consult your physician if there are any concerns prior to and during your Plexus journey. All inspirational testimonies, posts, and tips should not be considered medical advice and are not representative of Plexus Worldwide. They are tips, inspirations, and motivations provided to you based solely on personal results or opinion of individual speakers or postings. I wonder how many more times I'll read that today. So joining us now is one of our my great supports here in Pensacola. I've got Donna Thomas and Roy Thomas. Roy is the guy who's been sending out all of the messages today to everybody, getting them on the summit, getting them hooked up and hooked in with us. So we appreciate all of his hard work. Donna's been answering questions on all the Facebook pages and everything. So, Ms. Donna, we appreciate your hard work. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
We're excited to be here. We think that you rock for doing this. The testimonies have been phenomenal, and we can't wait to go back and watch it again, just to hear them again, because they've been fantastic, so helpful, so educational, and then many times so funny. So
yes.
We're excited.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch them either. To say the least, I haven't been able to take notes today, so there have been some things that I wanted to write down, and I know I'm not going to retain them without going back and listening to it again. So you guys do me a favor. Let's start with Donna. Give me a little bit of back history on you and where you were at before Plexus.
My history goes back over a decade. I was diagnosed with severe fibromyalgia, and it was to the point where I wasn't able to go to work many days. You find yourself unable to make plans with your friends, with your family. Everything hurts, but not every day. You just never know when it's coming sometimes. Sometimes a simple touch is pain. Sometimes everything is pain. You just never know. You never know. But the commercials that you see sometimes, you know, if you've ever taken whatever, it's been pulled off the market, the Celebrex, the Vioxx, I've just been on so many scary medications. I'm just thankful to God that I'm still around and able to talk about it, you know, but we're thankful. And so my background is over 10 years of almost daily, really severe pain.
Debilitating, sounds like, at times.
That's a good word.
All right, Mr. Roy, what did you have any ailments or any of those kind of things, or what was your deal?
My deal is I had to put up with Donna for
that is not an
over
ailment.
10 years of her debilitating pain.
I can't even argue with it. I cannot. Love you, baby.
We're not going to have any name calling here.
That's right.
I just have to say the reason, just talking about Donna, is the reason she said, reached over and touched my leg and said just sometimes touch is painful, is because for years I would just touch her just in passing or something like that, and she would just cringe, and I'm like, come on, you know, that didn't hurt, I barely touched you. And I didn't believe her. For years I just thought she was lying. And finally we went to a doctor, and he explained to me what was going on with her, and he said, what you feel as touch, she feels as pain. And I felt so bad. I'm pretty sure I apologized, you know, for all the years of not believing her. But
sounds good anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No more saying suck it up, huh?
Right. I would never say that to her.
No.
Never. Okay, Donna, tell me about what happened when you tried Plexus for the first time.
Well, I was scared to death to try it because I knew, well, I wondered, how would I know? How would I know that the Plexus worked when I was taking all these other medications? I wasn't on the prescription meds anymore, but I was on all the over-counter thing, anything you could think of, the Tylenol, the ibuprofen, and the moist heat patches, and the pain patches and the everything they could possibly do to alleviate the pain during the day and at night so I could sleep, because if I wouldn't take it at night and I woke up, I would not be able to go back to sleep. So it was just an ongoing process. And I thought, why don't I just try one day without any medication and see what the slim, see if I can even tell I'm taking it, And the very first day, the pain wasn't gone, but it was so much less that I thought, oh my God, really? One day? And so I thought, well, I'll try it again the next day without Tylenol, without ibuprofen. My mom had passed, and so I was taking SAMe to help my mood, or lack of good mood, whatever. So yeah, I was a little depressed from that and depressed from hurting all the time, but I just stopped everything and started the Slim, and it was just the Slim and the accelerator. That's all I started with. And from that first day, it was fantastic. And so from that day, I just could not stop telling people, because what if they hurt? Mm-hmm. What if they hurt like I did, and what if it helped them like it helped me? Why would I not tell people about it?
I know you have expressed to Mom and I that, on any given day that, it was a rainy day, that you would have just been in bed all day long. And, for those of us who don't have that, we just don't understand that. Obviously Roy is testament to that. I'm probably one of the worst about saying, suck it up, Buttercup, but I don't know what that is like. As a little side effect, though, you've lost a little weight, huh?
Little weight, 46 pounds, and several sizes, went from a 26, 28 down to an 18, which is not small, y'all, and I get that, but it's a lot smaller than it was.
Absolutely.
So we're still on the journey and loving that part of it.
Absolutely. Okay, Roy, be serious now. Okay, as serious as you can.
Can I still talk about Donna?
No, we're talking about you this time. All right. You have lost a considerable amount of weight, but your journey has been quite different and a little slow go at the beginning. Tell us about how your journey started and where it's ended up so far.
Well, my journey starts 10 years. Well, actually.
No, Donna.
Oh, that's right. Actually, kind of where I take my story back to is probably about 15 years ago. I weighed 250 pounds. It's the most I'd ever weighed in my life. And I think I had a heart attack, but I didn't go to the doctor, so I'm not real sure whether I had it or not. That was on a Monday night. It took me to a Friday before I ever went to the doctor, because I was cutting the grass and passed out. Thought, maybe it's time. So I went to the doctor. They took me straight in and did a heart cath, and ended up I didn't have any heart damage. It was too late to know if I really had a heart attack or not. But the point is, I was 250 pounds at that point, and they're like, you need to lose some weight. Your cholesterol's high, your triglycerides are high, your lipid levels, all these things were too high, and they started putting all this medication to try to take care of it. And my blood work never got any better, and they kept having me do more blood work, because they know that the medication they had me on was going to hurt me, my liver and things like that, so they had to keep checking it. So my weight stayed 250 for years after that, and then finally it changed. It went to 260, and
Wrong direction.
It stayed there for quite a while, and that's where I was at when I started Plexus. And I'm a typical guy. I was very skeptical about the products. I'd seen Donna take so many different things throughout the years and not make any difference, and I just really didn't think that this was going to do anything as well. And she asked me to go to a meeting, and it's like going to a bridal shower for a guy that we went to last night. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But I was like, no, I'm not going to a meeting. There's no way I'm going to a meeting. And of course I went. And I think Brent met us at the door. Was like, what are y'all doing here? And he was like, okay, I want to hear about what's going on. And when I went to the meeting, two things that really stuck out at me was that, we see so many diet programs out there, and the advertisements for them have all of these before and after pictures, and you just imagine that, they're actors or it's been photoshopped. I think somebody mentioned that earlier. Mm-hmm. I always loved the ones where it's a pregnant lady, and then the lady in the after picture is holding her baby. It was like, yeah, what did that, there's your weight. You're still holding it. It's just, a child. So I just, you just never believe those things. And when I went into the meeting, all of the testimonies, all the before and after pictures and all the testimonies were of people that were either in the room or people that I knew. So it was real.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, it was real what I was seeing. And the second thing that really caught my attention was that every single testimony that was given was my cholesterol's lower, my triglycerides are lower, I'm off certain medications. It was all a health benefit. Oh, and by the way, I lost some weight.
Right.
And that really stuck out at me because everything they said, I had a problem with and I needed help with. So I started the next day. I ordered and started the Slim in the Accelerator. And I say in our meetings that this is not about weight loss, and we shouldn't look at it that way because you have certain expectations of what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the thing. I ought to be losing weight. The scale ought to show it. So I took the product for 2 months, and I lost 12 pounds. And because even though that was better than I had done in 25 years, I was thinking it's a weight loss product. It's a diet thing. I should be losing more. I'm hearing testimonies and seeing testimonies all over the place of these huge weight losses, and I lost 12 pounds. And I was disappointed in that. I was not happy. And nor was I happy, even though I went from a size 40, pants being snug, down to a 36. And that was in the first 2 months. So I was feeling a lot better, had a lot more energy, but 12 pounds, that's just not good enough. How much of my story are you going to tell?
Let
me keep going?
Yeah,
all right.
Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
All right. So we were at a meeting that Sheila Medina was given for us, and she was telling the story about this gentleman who had a problem that I could relate to. She gave, she always gave the illustration of the car wash, which was mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 3 cars going to car wash, you ought to have 3 cars come out. And my car wash was jacked up. So I was averaging, a car a week. Any car wash like that's going to be out of business because you can't survive like that. But to me, that was normal. And she was told the story about this gentleman that pretty much the same symptoms. And my ears perked up. I was like, okay, I got to pay attention here because obviously if she's telling the story, there's a happy ending. There's something good coming out of this. And she just said that the gentleman took a regimen of the BioCleanse and the ProBio 5, and it helped him. So I cornered her afterwards and was like, okay, I got to know what this is. I've got to know what he did because that's me. That's exactly my problem. And she told me, and I started doing that. And I've always had problems with my stomach. I've always had bad digestion my entire life. And so it didn't surprise me, that I have problems there. But when I started this regimen that she told me about, and he was taking, I think, 2 BioCleanse mid-morning, 2 mid-afternoon, and 2 right before he went to bed, and 2 ProBio 5 right before he went to bed as well. So I started doing that, and for 2 months, absolutely nothing changed. Nothing at all. So I was further discouraged because now I'm 4 months in, 12 pounds, still got a bad car wash, and nothing really changed. But the point is, to me, that it's not about weight loss, it's about getting healthy. And my car wash was so jacked up, it really took that long to get things balanced out again. So after that time frame, and I've adjusted the formula a little bit. I take a little bit more than that now on a regular basis, but it's completely helped. I've never had my digestion be as healthy as it is now in my entire life. And now I'm at 65 pounds lost, and I'm wearing a size 32. I get to wear my kids' clothes sometimes.
Don't you love that?
I needed a belt, so I took my son's. Why buy one, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm even going to say it here that I've set a goal for myself. I'm not a goal setter. I love making lists and such things, but I don't really like making goals. But I finally made a goal. I wrote it down. I've got it on my phone that I want to lose an additional 45 pounds before convention. So that'll put me at 100 pounds lost. So that's my goal.
Sweet. Very, very cool. Well, I love the fact that, you're pretty open about your car wash being jacked up. You're right up there with the nurses liking to talk about that bodily function. So thanks for being so open on that with us. Now, you guys have a pretty good little team going. Miss Donna is a senior gold ambassador. You are a gold ambassador, is that correct?
That is not correct.
That is not correct.
You are wrong.
I'm wrong. No,
Yeah.
well, not the first time today, I'm sure. Silver ambassador.
I am silver.
Okay. All right. So, none the same. You guys are building a business together and are seeing some great results there. Donna, how long did you guys become an ambassador immediately after going to that meeting?
Yes.
Together?
No.
Well, thanks
Well,
for
no.
bringing that up, Lindalyn.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
I think you actually signed up
I did. I signed
a
up
month before I did. Okay, I'm wrong now.
I signed up the night of the meeting after he went to bed.
Okay, here we go.
And I was supposed to wait for him to sign up first, so I have apologized many, many times over for not being, submissive. But yeah, we signed up together almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Seemed like a month.
Within 24 hours of each other. Is that what we're going with here?
That's it. 24 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
The same day. Not really.
Same day, just sort of close. Okay, so since then, you guys are how many team members strong?
We're at 110 now.
Very, very cool. And you became a senior gold ambassador, was it last month or the month before? Well, this is February, so who knows?
I honestly
didn't
don't
help.
remember.
That didn't help. I
It
know, right?
doesn't, honestly.
We're in
It's been a few months, but not many.
You got your cute Plexus
I did,
pin
thank
there,
you.
so I don't have one of those yet. I got to have a rank advancement to get one, so I got to do that in a hurry. Well, I am super proud of y'all's team and the advancements that you guys have made. We've always been there, backing each other up on all of this kind of stuff, and enjoy doing meetings together with you guys locally here and everything. A little bit about our Pensacola area. We started out with, we did a meeting a month and Sheila did a meeting a month. That's how we all kind of got started doing it here. And then Sheila turned her meeting over to us, so we were doing 2 meetings a month. And we've done that for about a year or so. And now this year, thanks to Roy and Donna's insight as well, we are now doing weekly meetings here in Pensacola at a great little coffee house that we love the atmosphere of and have a good time there every Monday night. So thank you guys for the leadership on that and kind of initiating that with us this year.
We love the Drowsy Poet. If we weren't having a meeting, we might be there anyway, so why not gather some people together and talk about Plexus? Right?
Absolutely. We've had some great turnouts this year already. We had, when Dustin Doyle was in from China, he came over and did a meeting with us, so that was a lot of fun. Tell me a little something that you guys would share with new ambassadors as they come in. Is there one thing that you try to instill in them when they start?
You go ahead. That's all me. It's not on me. We're a team, baby. We're a team. I've heard many things today. The testimonies have been fantastic today. They really have been. And I would reiterate the duplication part, because if you don't duplicate yourself, then your team certainly cannot grow. It will not grow. And we have been in it for a little while. And another thing I would say is not to be discouraged, because it doesn't happen. It has for several people happened almost overnight, it seems, but for the rest of us who just continue to share and go to meetings and work our business a little every day, it's growing, and it's growing strong that way. So just don't give up. Keep sharing, keep holding meetings, keep attending meetings.
Something that we haven't really done in the past.
It's not all me. Sorry.
Yeah, no. But it's a mindset, kind of like what I was talking earlier about, having the mindset that it's about getting healthy instead of just losing weight.
Right.
But a mindset of, I think a goal that we have is when somebody signs up, that we don't just consider them sponsored at that point, but to only consider that person sponsored once we have helped train them and help them turn silver.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than, because you kind of have the mindset sometimes is like, okay, they're signed up, I'm going to move on and get somebody else. Well, if you don't help them, if you don't train them to share the product, share the plan, then they may not go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you really haven't done that person any service at all with starting their business or helping Plexus at all, for that matter, based on what Alfred was talking about earlier.
Right.
And so kind of we're looking at it as we're not going to consider somebody sponsored in our minds and in our business until we've helped them get to silver, get 3 people signed up.
Yeah, I think that goes back to some of the first meetings we had with Sheila.
Right.
She would talk about the power of 3.
Mm-hmm.
That really took hold with me from the very, very beginning. I know you guys, Roy is excellent about coming up with training material and PDFs to pass along with product information and information like that, that he is so willing to share with all of us. So we all really appreciate that aspect that Roy is so helpful with and so fabulous at doing, and everything. And you guys, I know, have a great team behind y'all. Erin, that was here this morning, that has lost a phenomenal amount of weight. She's on y'all's team, as well as some other great people around town that we all know and love dearly. So I really appreciate you guys.
And we appreciate you. If I could just interject here, the whole discussion of the team is really important to me because we aren't on the same team, but we're absolutely on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
We are, I think, a great example of you can be fantastic friends and business partners and be on totally different teams. You might be under the same person, but we're not on the same leg, we're not on the same team at all, and yet we work together every week. Mm-hmm. And I'm so thankful for that. We're thankful for you and specifically for putting this together today. That's been 6 months today. Yeah. So we thank you for doing that, because all of you guys watching this today, we can go back and back and back and watch these things, and they're so helpful, and they're so educational, they're so motivational and so inspiring, these testimonies that have been on today. And with our international president, top of the line, spending the time to come with us, and the diamonds, you guys know who you are. I won't mention everybody's name, but thank you all for doing that, and thank you for putting it together.
Yeah, I think that goes back to showing just exactly how much of a family this company is. You know, Alfred, any other CEO or anything would not have been here with this day. You know, it's just been like, okay, whatever. Heck, they probably wouldn't have been watching from any other company. We would have just been doing our own thing. I have a feeling that there were other people watching us from corporate. So we'll see, how that goes. But, I think that it's a very cool thing that they care enough to be involved in all these other diamonds and sapphires and every other rank that's been in with us, from unranked to all the way to the top, to share and take the time out to do that. I appreciate everybody doing it. So thank you guys. Mr. Roy, you got anything you want to add to this?
I don't know, do I? I just do what she tells me to do.
They're such a team. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for coming in. I know you'll be sticking around to the end because Roy can't go anywhere until I leave the building, since it's his place.
We've loved it. Thank you for letting us share.
Absolutely. Any time we do this, you guys are involved. Y'all are there to support or do